All right, here we are. It is 10 o'clock on Thursday the 9th, and I have been told through, a couple birds here and there that there might be an article to be read, and we will see. If this refresh doesn't bring it up immediately, I guess I'll just return in 10 minutes if it is refreshed, but we'll see. Of course, the glare of the light. Let's see what happens. All right, so we have nothing at the moment. But I will be diligent for the next couple minutes because I have been fooled before, and we will see how this goes.
Masked Hero.
All right, we'll keep refreshing. Oh boy. Okay, so here we are, April 16th. It's been a week. Let's refresh. Let's see if anything has changed. No. Okay, I got one more idea. Let's do see more. Let's do. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're in. We are in. This will not be a one-to-one real-time thing. I'm definitely going to be reviewing this, and you'll just be getting highlights. And let's get into it. This is Fear No Evil. Everyone knows the Avengers and how they save the world on the regular, but for every cosmic tyrant threatening the planet, there are 6 superpowered criminals threatening the streets. It's these day-to-day villains that often endanger the people, especially when they organize beneath a powerful ringleader to take on such a dastardly team of criminals. The city needs a team of fearless defenders. Fantasy Flight is thrilled to announce Fear No Evil, the next campaign expansion for the Marvel Champions card game. Taking place on the streets of New York City, the campaign sees your heroes taking on the city's superpowered criminal underbelly, resolving various crises as they work up to a face-to-face confrontation with the man behind it all. This expansion stands out from its peers by having 6 scenarios instead of the usual 5, a Marvel Champions first. And not only that, but 5 of those scenarios can be mixed and matched with different villains from the box to create a unique experience with each playthrough. Like past expansions, each of these scenarios can be played individually in variable order as part of the larger campaign. This box also kicks off a new wave of playable heroes for the game, beginning with Echo, long-awaited Daredevil. Today we are providing a first look at the scenario content for this expansion. We'll be going over the heroes in their own dedicated preview article in the near future. There's a lot to cover in this box, so without further ado, let's look at the story of Fear No Evil. Alright, so right off the bat, just a summation of the first couple paragraphs. This has 6 scenarios in it, which blows my mind. 6 scenarios. 6 scenarios, which blows my mind. Totally did not see that coming, although that does make some of the called shots I made in a video when this was all announced, kind of makes that a little bit more realistic. I can see now. I have not looked at it. I'm giving you the honest truth. I have not looked at it, but obviously we've got Bullseye up here. I'm guessing we are going to have Typhoid Mary, Bullseye, Kingpin, Electra is now on the board, and I don't know if they're going to give us all 6. Again, I'm not cheating. I don't know who. I feel like I said somebody else at one point, and now I'm losing it. I don't know. But okay, let's see how these scenarios look. But 6 scenarios. That's incredible. Plus all the stuff they said about mixing and matching. All right. Oh, okay. So we've got Chain Lightning here. We've got the Rhino, Kingpin, Black Cat, Bullseye. Looks like the female Electro, the Thing, an ally, an environment. It looks like an attachment. Okay, so we've got a lot going on here, but we do have Kingpin villain. That's a minion. I think that's a villain, and I think that's a minion. Okay, female Electro called that. Oh, I guess okay. I think I did say something about Purple Man in my predictions. So we got Bullseye, Typhoid Mary, Purple Man, and Hammerhead. So that's pretty cool. Don't love the idea that Purple Man is an underling to Kingpin, but I do get it. As you may have guessed, these 5 underlings can be fought as in standalone villains. Each of them is deadly on their own right. Okay, so we've got Bullseye here. 0 scheme, 1 attack, stage 1. So unlike the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I feel like we have a lot of AB. So he's an assassin and an underling. I like giving him underling. Oh, and I bet that's actually going to be relevant to everything. When revealed, set aside the adamantium laced spine. I like that they're also putting this. Kind of gives you an idea what you're looking for. Force interrupt. When Bullseye activates, each of his boost icons gain 1 boost icon. If this activation is an attack, it gains ranged. Okay, so he's always going to be dealing something. That's pretty cool. I think I'm going to look at the slideshow at the end. So we got Electro, again, underling criminal, one scheme, one attack. Again, version 1. When revealed, find the electrical charge attached to Electro and place 2 per player charge counters on it. After Electro schemes, place 1 charge counter on electric charge. Okay, so we'll also get into that in just a second, but we're just getting the general idea of them. I like that they're all underlings. I like that seemingly they're all going to have some sort of environment or a attachment that's probably a permanent on them. By now, some of you may have noticed that we have yet to reveal a main scheme for each of these villains. That it's because neither of them actually has a main scheme of their own. In fact, none of the underling villains in this box do. Instead, each of the scenarios in this expansion, with the exception of the last one we'll get into in a moment, exists independently of the villains. You may mix and match them to your heart's content. That's interesting. I think that coming off of the Civil War, that is a thing that is, relevant. Okay, so the Getaway, force interrupt when the round ends. If there's threat here, do each of the following. 1, place a speed counter here. So you want to get all the threat off to prevent the speed counter here. If alongside is in play, flip it to its out front. Otherwise, place an additional speed counter here. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. Okay, so one of these scenarios is the Getaway, which sees you and your fellow heroes engaging in a high-speed chase car with the chosen villain. Okay, so I guess it's really more of you're thinking of the scenarios are going to be each of the kind of main scheme, and I guess kind of the scenario pack thing. So you could be doing a Getaway with Bullseye. You could be doing a Getaway with Electro. This is probably all in the article. Obviously, I'm skipping over it. I'm really trying to just react to everything. And then maybe I will do a grand read off camera and give my final thoughts. But, okay. Protection Racket. Choose an underling villain. Okay, yep. Choose the villain set, Protection Racket set, and the standard modular counter sets, Disaster and Tracksuit Mafia. Cool. Setup: each player chooses a single Protection Racket main scheme at random in expert mode, places it in their play area, and flips to its 1B side. Set each unused main scheme side out of play. Okay, so that's interesting. It's a little weird that we are getting a Black Order person here, but okay. The Breakout. Each minion gains 1 defeated, place 1 threat on the main scheme, 2 threat set of its expert stage. Ooh, okay. I like that. My custom scenario sort of did that same thing, but with a little bit difference. Huh. So the scenarios are essentially that we know of are the Getaway, Protection Racket, the Raft Breakout. So let's actually take a step back and maybe we will go through. Okay. The last of these interchangeable scenarios that we'll show you is the Raft Breakout. As you might have guessed by its name, the scenario revolves around a mass breakout from the Shield Max prison, the Raft. This prison is chock full of enemies you've taken down in previous Marvel Champions expansions, and we're itching for a chance to have some payback. First up is Rhino from the core set. Hailing from Sinister Motives is Mysterio. And then we've also got Baron Zemo from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wave. These are just 3 of the 6 elite minions in the scenario that you're pitted against, and that's not even taking the villain's own encounter set into account. You'll have to fend off the unrelenting torrent of escaped convicts if you want a chance at quelling the chaos. I feel like I saw a custom scenario that was built around this concept. So I didn't look at it, I just knew that it existed from like Discord chats. But yeah, that's interesting. All right, and then we've got the Kingpin. There was a part of me that wanted the Kingpin to be kind of risky business redux. Let's see how that pans out. Okay, so we got the Kingpin, A1, A2, 2 scheme, no attack. Stalwart, Kingpin cannot be damaged or have upgrades attached. The players must garner public support to public support to face him directly. Force interrupt when Kingpin would attack, he schemes instead. Okay, yeah, cool mechanic. And then on the other side, we've got, or what I think is the other side. Yeah, that makes sense. Steady, force interrupt when Kingpin activates against you. If you are not engaged with a minion, give Kingpin an additional boost card for this activation. 2 scheme, 2 attack. And he goes from criminal to criminal martial artist. That's fun. Ooh, I like this art. Joe Manganiello or something like that. And get our first look at the art for these 2. And obviously we've seen the art for these 2. Okay, I think this all looks really cool. I'm going to go through the slideshow and then I will read the article off camera and just kind of give my general thoughts. All right, okay, so we've got Bullseye. We already read him. Does the arrows not work? Okay, the arrows will work. Okay, so Bullseye, and then we've got Deranged Bloodlust. When revealed, place an additional threat here equal to Bullseye's stage number. Okay, that makes sense. Boost after this activation, reveal this card. Okay, so that's a side scheme with 4 on it. Acceleration could be 5, 6, 7. I'm going to assume there's only 3 stages of Bullseye. Okay. When revealed, choose to either give the villain... When revealed, either give this card to the villain as a face-down boost card or remove a persona support you control from the game. And I did say in the article, as I was kind of skimming it, that he was going to be playing a lot. He was going to be cutting down on personas a lot. So I have to think that in these 14 cards, we're going to see... Or maybe not these 14. Well, maybe there will be player cards that are personas that somehow you get throughout the scenario. Raise the stakes, condition... Attach to Bullseye. When Bullseye attacks, give him an additional boost card for this attack. If the attack defeats a friendly character, remove them and this card from the game. Otherwise, shuffle this card into the encounter deck. If this attack defeats a friendly character, so that could also be another player in the game. But okay, you could be all out just losing an ally. That would be a thing that's happening. Condition. Attach an ally without this attached to it. Otherwise, this card gains surge. When the villain attacks you, it attacks the attached ally instead, and the attack gains overkill. If the attack defeats the attached, remove it from the game. Okay. Ooh. Oh, so he's just going to be assassinating your allies. That's interesting. Okay. That looks like that might be actually out of... No, I was going to say that's the Dark Avengers. That's not Dark Avengers. Okay, this is his the Adamantium Lace Spine. It's permanent. When Bullseye would take any damage, prevent all but 3 of that damage. Place the prevented damage here. If there is 3 or more damage here, flip this card. And okay, so this is the damage spine, the other side. After Bullseye schemes, remove 3 damage from here. Then if there is no damage here, flip this card. That's a cool mechanic. I like that. So you can't be like a swinging web kick is only going to deal 3 damage. It's going to put 5 damage on here, and then have Thor do a hammer throw to just get a whole bunch of damage on here. It flips over, and he's basically scheming to remove damage from here. I think that's really cool. I like that a lot. Then we move on to Electro. Okay, so this is her permanent card. When Electro attacks, remove 1 charge counter from here. Give Electro an additional boost card for this attack. This attack gains overkill. Spend a energy resource or 2 resources of any type. Remove a charge counter from here. So, okay, so you are... Okay, so Wonder Man's going to have a fun time with this because he's going to be able to kind of defang her. But she is getting additional boost cards if you let the charges add up. And when she's scheming, she's getting additional boost cards. She starts the game with 2 per player charge counters on it. Okay, I don't know that I love that as much as Bullseye, but I certainly think that that's interesting, and I'm willing to see what else that leads to. Okay, her side scheme, when defeated, place 3 charge counters on electric charge. It has the amplify icon and starts with 6. Okay, yeah, I mean, there's always a cost, and the interesting thing here is, would you rather have everything be amplified, or would you rather basically give her possibly 3 turns of extra boosted, or 3 activations of extra boosted attacks? Good trade-off. Chain Lightning. When revealed, for each character you control, choose to either exhaust that character, deal 1 damage, or deal 1 damage to that character, 3 damage instead. If there are any charge counters on electric charge, remove 1 charge counter from electric charge. That could be a game ender right there. I also like this because these, if I'm understanding correctly, and I'll correct myself at the end of this if I'm absolutely wrong, but at the end of the way this sounds, these villains could be your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th encounter. So you sort of have to scale the villains to kind of be worthy of that caliber. Like, are you the 4th one? You need to be scary. And I imagine that you're probably supposed to do those main schemes that they listed are probably supposed to be in a certain order, so that probably also helps to bulk up the villain, but this already in itself would be pretty potent. Energy Overload. When revealed, if there are no cards in your hand with energy resources, if there are no printed energy resources in your hand, this card gains surge. Otherwise, for each card with a printed energy resource in your hand, choose to either discard that card or stun a character you control. Okay, so Wonder Man was going to have a fun time. Now Wonder Man's not going to have a fun time. Drained of power. Condition, 3 drain counters on it. Uses. Okay, so uses. When revealed, attach to your identity and exhaust each upgrade you control. And we've got Ironheart in the image, and I think that is right on the money. That's gonna do some stuff to people like the Iron characters and War Machine. When, and I guess also Spider, when an upgrade you control would ready, you may pay a energy resource or 2 resources of any type. If you do, remove 1 drain counter from here and ready that upgrade. Okay. Otherwise, that upgrade does not ready. Oh man. So this is going to be a tax on your resources because your upgrades are out for a reason. You want them. Oh wow. I like this. This is cutthroat. Okay, we got that out in front. So this was what was referred to here. So I'm guessing sometimes these things fall outside of the things, or so we'll figure this out. So out in front, which is the other side of the card that we may or may not see relatively quickly here. It's a permanent attached to the villain. If there is no threat on the main scheme, flip this card. Attached villain's attacks gain ranged. Forced interrupt. When the villain would be dealt any amount of damage, remove that amount of damage from the main scheme instead, ignoring crisis icons. Okay, that's pretty cool. There's probably, I mean, obviously their attacks gain range, but being able to just kind of like throw around damage and remove threat is something. Okay, so alongside this is the other side. So permanent, each player takes 1 indirect damage when revealed, and the villain takes 2 per player damage. So when the round ends, if there's threat here, do the following. Place a speed counter here. If alongside is in play, flip it to out front. Otherwise, place an additional speed counter here. And I'm not seeing what the speed counters do. That doesn't mean that it's not right around the corner, but okay. So I'm getting a little bit more of an idea of this kind of like getaway scenario and how this is going to work. Burning rubber. For each speed counter on the main scheme, choose to either spend 1 resource of any type or place 1 threat on the main scheme. This is an okay, so unlike the car chase scenario from Arkham Horror, I think this is an interesting way to do a car chase in a game that does not have locations. So this is okay. I'm getting on board. Pedestrians, okay. So okay. So I think I saw that was a environment. It's actually a treachery. When revealed, for each speed counter on the main scheme, choose to either exhaust a character you control or take an indirect damage. There has to be a way to remove speed counters. We have not seen that yet. Okay. Okay, we're not gonna. We may or may not see it here. Okay, so this was the one that had several main schemes, and you're kind of doing your own little game area here. If I'm understanding correctly. Yeah, so you're having your own independent main schemes. Okay, so one of the main schemes is Bull in a China Shop. Okay, forward to interrupt. When an excess damage would be dealt to an ally in expert mode, an ally or a minion in this play area, place an equal amount of threat on this scheme. Okay, so this overkills for putting threat onto schemes when stuff happens. If the main scheme is completed or any other players eliminated, the players lose the game. All right, hung up to dry. For to interrupt after a character enters play in this play area, deal 1 damage and place 1 threat here. If any main scheme is complete, okay, yep, all right. So okay, they both start with 0. They go up by +1, and they're pretty high in general. Okay, so I think that includes minions as well. Okay, pawn shop showdown. Reduce the cost of the first upgrade played into this play area each round by 1. After an attachment or upgrade enters play, place 1 threat here. Okay, so you can get cheaper things, but there's gonna be a cost to that. Shop proprietor, civilian with 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 consequential for both of those, and 3 hit points. When revealed, place this card into play under your control. This card gains surge. Okay, guessing these are going to have the orange background, the orange back to the card. This reads like it's probably going to be in the encounter deck. Force interrupt. When this ally leaves play, place 4 threat on the main scheme in your play area. Okay. Change of virtue. More like change of venue, am I right? I'm finally reading the card, and that makes a lot more sense than change of virtue. Surge. Swap your main scheme with a random set-aside main scheme. Place threat from the previous scheme onto the new scheme. Resolve or boost ability. Resolve this card's when revealed ability. Okay. Oh man. Oh, this is going to be organized chaos. Okay, so you got to keep track of the threat on your main scheme, but you could very well be switching to a different main scheme. That is a lot of fun. The Raft Breakout. Okay, so we're moving on from this. We already knew this part. The Rhino. So he's tough and villainous. Brute, Elite, Prisoner, 7 hit points, one thwart, or 1 scheme, 3 attack. Mysterio, okay, we're turning him into something. Oh, you know what's great about this? Oh, we already had a Rhino. We don't have a Sabretooth minion yet. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, he's Elite too. Okay, so gotta keep Elite in mind, even though that's a mechanic that doesn't matter until it matters. Okay, so Mysterio, 2 scheme, 1 attack, Criminal, Elite, Prisoner, and Villainous. After Mysterio attacks you, deal each of that activation's boost cards that is a treachery to yourself as a face down encounter card. Oh man, okay, it's 6 hit points, 3 boost icons. Baron Zemo coming out, 2 scheme, 1 attack, 6 hit points. Elite, Hydra, Prisoner, Villainous, of course. Treat each ally with threat on it as a deceived minion with a blank text box. Its schemes equal to its base thwart, and it does not take consequential damage. When revealed, place 1 threat on an ally. Without threat on it, it engages its controller. That's fun. Oh my. Okay, they're going all out with this box. We haven't even gotten to Kingpin. This is just all the stuff leading up to Kingpin. The Master Key, which they did refer to in the article, attached to the villain, permanent. After a villain schemes against you, deal each of that activation's boost cards that is a minion to yourself as a face down encounter card. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Okay, and then we get into Kingpin. We read that. Kingpin's influence. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme places 3 threat on their Nemesis side scheme. Oh, so we're going to be playing with Nemesis stuff. I bet that was also in the article. If it's not in play, they find it and reveal it. Oh, cool. Okay, so we may not be playing necessarily with Nemesis, but the Nemesis side scheme suddenly is going to have a little bit more of a mechanical thing, possibly with Kingpin. That's cool. Bag of tricks. When revealed, reveal a random card from your set-aside Nemesis kit. If no card was revealed this way, this card gains Surge. That is so much fun. Give this character a random card from your set-aside Nemesis set as a additional boost card. Oh, wow. This is going above and beyond what I was expecting of a Kingpin scenario. Okay. Public support. Environment, it has got the low trait. Forced interrupt. When a minion is defeated, place 1 support here. And a forced interrupt of when the villain phase begins. If there is at least 2 per player plus 2 support cards here, flip Kingpin and advance the main scheme to 2A, then flip this card. Public support high. So it's got the high trait. When an enemy would be given a face down boost card, remove 1 per player supports from here. After a minion is defeated, place 1 support card here. Okay, I think I follow that, but that's a little trippy for me. We got the other side of Kingpin, Bear Hug, which is a condition. If Kingpin is a martial artist trait attached to your hero, otherwise this card gains Surge. You cannot change to alter ego form. When you would attack or thwart, remove 1 grip counter from here instead. So you need to basically make 3 attacks or thwarts to get rid of this. Okay. Then Kingpin's Cane, a weapon. When revealed attached to Kingpin, you are stunned. Forced response after Kingpin attacks and damages a hero. Stun that hero. If the hero is stunned this way, discard this card. He gets plus 1 attack and a boost of you are stunned. If you're already stunned, to take 1 damage. They're not playing around here. Mountain of Muscle. Condition, if Kingpin is a martial artist trait attached to Kingpin, otherwise he gets Surge. He gets Retaliate, 1 keyword, and then Force Interrupt. When Kingpin would take any amount of damage, place it here instead. If there is 8 or more, discard this card. Okay. Spot, all right. And I love that art. Spot is, okay, he's just part of the Kingpin thing. That makes a certain amount of sense. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 5 hit points. Criminal Underling, minion, of course, and enters play with 1 spot counter on him. When Spot would be dealt any amount of damage, if there's at least 1 spot counter here, remove the spot counter from here and deal that damage to the attacker instead. Otherwise, place a spot counter here. I get it. Okay, so you need to punch yourself to be able to punch the spot. Okay, I'm on board. Black Cat. Okay, so she is a minion with the Kingpin set. So one scheme, 1 thwart. So we know that she's going to be flipping around. 6 hit points, underling, villainous. If there's 4 threat here, treat Black Cat as an ally that takes 2 consequential damage after she attacks or thwarts. Hero action, spend a mental resource, place 1 threat here. If there's 4 threat here, take control of Black Cat as an ally. I like that. It takes a lot of text, but I think that just in terms of making a minion that can become an ally, I think this is a good way to format it. And I do think that putting threat onto a minion to do that is probably a good way to take the mechanics of the game and turn that into something. But that is all the cards. Let me just go through and read this real quick. And of course, all the aspects are thrown off here, but let me just go read through this and then I'll come back with just my general summation. But I like where this is going. All right, so I have looked over this. One of the things that we are getting that was kind of mentioned here is that there is no for Kingpin, there is no standard being used, but on the first turn, he will call in your Nemesis minion. Where was that? That was... oh, yes. Starts off the scenario by immediately calling in each of the player's set-aside Nemesis minions, and then parts of his actual set will be playing around with your Nemesis cards, which is really cool. And then I guess the other thing was there was mentioned here that there's going to be a change to how villainous keyword works, so then it now works on friendly characters. And one has to wonder why we did that. But okay, overall, this looks fantastic. It's not what I predicted. I was predicting something more like Devil's Reign, but this is interesting. And I think this is going to have a lot of replayability. Hopefully it does. I can't wait to see the heroes, but overall, this is exciting. And yeah, what are your thoughts? I don't know how long this video is going to be. I've recorded for about half an hour now, but let me know in the comments. And yeah, see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and you're doing great. Keep it up.